Well, this is a weird feeling. I am completely alone. Welcome back, guys. As I'm sure you might have guessed by now, my parents are off on another adventure. They're heading out to the United States on a empty nest edition again, like they did when we were on the Nordic series with the Expedition Overland team last year. And I'm gonna be here at the island and staying in Canada completely alone for the first time ever. Usually I always have my parents or my brother or sister with me. And now that my sister's doing her thing and Pete's in Africa and then my parents are in the States, I am completely alone except for Lando, of course, which is nice. Yeah, I don't really know what the next 14 days, it's gonna be about 2 weeks I think, until Pete gets back, are gonna look like. I'm interested to see how well I'll fare by myself. I'm not worried about anything to do with living up here. I know I can handle all the stuff. It's gonna be weird to see. Yesterday was the first day that my parents left, and I was just, walking around doing chores and stuff, and I think I didn't speak once the entire day because there's no need to, there's no one here. So right before bed I kind of just said some words to remember, oh yeah, I can talk. But yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. It's incredibly peaceful up here right now. There's no one else on the lake, so it's just complete silence except for the gusts of wind and the waves lapping on shore, which is very majestic. But as you can probably see behind me, there is a lot of smoke again, which I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really checked the news or anything. I don't think there's any wildfires in the area, but we've had quite a few this spring and summer, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but with the way the wind is blowing this way, we do have a lot of smoke, which isn't really that big of a problem. But yeah, today I don't have much to do. I'm just going to be doing a few chores, getting some more firewood, stuff like that, and just kind of getting used to this whole thing. Hey Lando, come here. Lando is, I think he's fine right now, but I wonder how he will, deal with it just being me, or if he'll even notice. We'll see. He was sad when my parents left, but it won't be too long before he can see them again. Right, buddy? Yeah. Besides, you like it up here. You can just run around free with sticks. Do whatever you want. Yeah, so today I just got a few chores. It's about noon, so I'm thinking about making some lunch. And then probably head out and get some firewood. But for lunch, I do have quite a bit of food up here, and then I bought some other stuff recently, so I'm good on food probably the whole time. If not, I might need to run to the store just to get like eggs and milk and stuff like that kind of disappears faster than everything else. But my cooking skill isn't bad. I think it's about average of most people my age, but bless you. I think that most of my meals are just going to be pretty simple stuff like ramen and steaks and pasta and stuff like that. Easy to cook stuff. Breakfast I'm good at. I can scramble eggs like a champ, but yeah, that's what's going on, and we'll see what happens. Can't have ramen without green onions, so I'm gonna collect a bit here. As you can see, some of these plants are kind of trimmed down pretty good. That's because I absolutely love green onions. So I'm gonna let these guys grow back a bit more before I take some after this, but just wish they grew faster because I absolutely love green onions, and I think with that next garden over there next year when we start planting, I'll definitely add more. I'm gonna be making ramen the right way. Even with instant ramen, $1 ramen, you can make it taste good. You just need to have a little bit of imagination. And yeah, it's only $1, so who doesn't like that? Put the flavoring in the bowl. Soy sauce in the bowl. I don't measure anything, I just pour it in to how much I like. Just quite a bit. Sriracha mayo, which isn't necessary, and I actually don't like mayo, but in this it tastes pretty good, so just put a little bit of that. I've also got some ramen eggs I made, which is basically just boiled eggs, and then you put them in a mixture to marinate overnight of soy sauce and ginger and a couple other things. So usually it's something like a cup of water, half a cup of soy sauce, however, like, and you're good like that if you want, but then you can add some other things like ginger or whatever else you want to flavor it. But have one of those as well. I know some of you are probably looking at this and not thinking it looks that delicious, but if you've never tried ramen, don't get dollar ramen, go to a ramen place and try ramen. But even dollar ramen is really good, at least for me. I love ramen. Ramen restaurants are probably my favorite, and this is the closest thing you can get to that with keeping in a budget. But yeah, now you know. This is how I make my dollar ramen taste better. And this is what I cook when I'm alone most of the time. Just watering all the gardens for my mom, because she cares a lot about them, and they're really important for life up here, obviously, because it does supply us with most of our vegetables. Alright guys, we are headed into town again. It seems like we've been doing that a lot recently, but it is what it is. Got a garbage run and a package run. Got some packages coming in, and then also I need to pick up some eggs, which is pretty funny because I really thought this time I had bought enough eggs since it's just me. But I guess I do eat quite a lot of eggs every morning, so I've already run out. But yeah, at least it's a beautiful sunny day. One of the best in a long time, so I think I'll finally be able to kind of show you guys around town a little bit. At least get a few B-roll shots just so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like, because it really is such a beautiful place. And then we'll head back. I finished, I think, all my chores. I'll have to check my list, and all of my projects that I wanted to do today. So I think we might be able to just head back and start fishing. And then I'll just fish, you know, all day. Hopefully catch something, and if we do, then we can fry it up for dinner. I've been saying that for weeks now, and I either don't catch anything or I don't have time to go out. So I think this is our chance, and I think we'll make it work. Pretty excited. I did have a massive bass, like my personal record, on the end of my line yesterday, and then I went to turn on my camera, and that little pause was enough for him to jump up and unhook himself. But it was a beast, so hopefully we can catch something like that again, or a pike, anything. I just want to catch a fish. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Alright guys, we are done our little town run, and we can finally head back to the island. It's still nice and sunny, so I'm gonna try and rip back as soon as I can. I got myself a new lure at one of the bait stores, and some ice and stuff like that, so I'm gonna head back and start fishing and keep going until I catch something. And I think I have most of tomorrow as well, so yeah, let's go catch ourselves a big old fish. So I'll go trolling along this coastline for bass and pike, and then I'll head down the south arm, which is where my dad caught his pike and where he recommended I go try. And I'll troll a bit there, and if I don't have any luck during that time for pike, then I'll just start casting for bass and hopefully get something for dinner. This is what we're gonna use to try and catch a pike. Well, I got myself a bass. I don't think it's very big, but it might be eating size. All right, buddy. The way this fish was fighting, I thought he would be a lot bigger, but it's a start anyway. All right, guys, didn't have much luck fishing, but that's how it is sometimes. I'm not giving up though. And dinner relies on my fishing skills tomorrow, which I'm not too confident about. At least in the recent attempts, I haven't been too successful with fishing. I did catch one bass today, which was almost eating size, which would have been nice. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to have a lot more free time to do so. But that being said, I also have quite a few projects in the morning, at least, of mainly firewood, and a few little things like putting linseed oil on that mallet I made before, and a couple things like that. But for now, I'm going to make myself a little bit of dinner and head to bed early so I can wake up early in the morning and start hammering out some of those projects so that I can head out on the water as early as possible. If I don't catch something, like I mentioned, I'm not eating. A little bit of pressure there. I love food, so we better catch something, and we will. Put some butter down. I think it's going to turn out all right. Got some dill aioli here that we'll put on one side of the bread. Very simple, but delicious. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my meal, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone, and what a beautiful morning it is. It's not too rare to have beautiful sunrises and sunsets here, but this one is pretty fantastic. I was just walking around the island with Lando and just kind of looking at all the things I've seen 100 times, and I almost had like a new appreciation, I guess, for how beautiful they are, because, and I don't know if that has to do with just since I'm by myself, I'm just looking at things more, but right, Lando, it's a beautiful morning. Yeah, this lake has always been such a beautiful and special place to me, but I think this morning feels just a little bit extra special. It's been weird being alone without my family around, but to be the only one in a place like this have this wilderness all to yourself is quite an incredible feeling, and I think it's very rare that people get to experience something like that, so I'm very lucky too. Whenever I look at a sunrise like this, I never want to leave, but gotta get breakfast going for me and for Lando. Well, before I end up making breakfast, I'm going to do a little bit of editing on this video, and also some photo editing, but I opened this little window here. I'm getting a beautiful breeze off the lake, and it's really quite nice. This is actually the first time I've spent a morning in our family cabin in quite a while, so it's pretty cozy. It's nice to do my work in here, and today has been starting off so good. I know we're gonna catch a fish, right, Lando? We got it. Everything's working out so well so far. That's just the one thing we need to prove that I'm not a completely hopeless fisherman. Lando, I can kind of tell, is missing my parents, but he's doing all right. He's just a little more mopey than usual. Doesn't seem to have as much energy as he did before, but he's been on lots of walks and stuff, so that might be the reason as well. But yeah, you miss your mom, little guy. Anyways, I'm gonna finish up with my work this morning and then move on to other things. I do have a actual editing studio with a monitor and keyboard and mouse and stuff like that in my old room, and I mainly use that for editing, especially when I'm doing the final production on videos and stuff like that. But today, this morning, I decided to edit here. The breeze from the window coming off the lake and the sunrise, I want to be able to watch it while I work, so it's kind of nice to switch it up as well, switch up your workstations. Alright guys, so we had a little bit of rain which kept me inside editing longer than I thought, but that was good because I needed to get caught up anyways. But the rain stopped now, so I thought on my way to the workshop I would kind of show you guys how I'm powering my cabin, which is what a lot of you have asked. So right here behind me is my family cabin, and then this is our family cabin's tool shed, and inside here is where we keep our battery system. I won't go into too much detail about it because it's a lot of information to take in, but I will leave a link into a video that is on our family YouTube channel where my dad goes in depth on the whole system, and yeah, so if you want more information, go to that. But we have a huge battery system of 6 batteries with solar panels, which I'll show in a second, and this is capable of running this tool shed and all the tools in here. Our family cabin, which takes up quite a bit of power because with all of our YouTube stuff, all of our monitors and screens we use for editing, stuff like that, and then also the workshop cabin over that way, and all the tools and my lights and the fridge and stuff that run over there. And we do have a generator in background. In case the batteries drop too low, this will automatically kick on, but we haven't had to use that in months since we installed the solar panel dishes. So I'll go show you guys the solar panels, and then you can see where our main source of power comes from. And then obviously the main cabin is just wired in, and then I have a extension cord running from the building, just kind of underground to the workshop, and that's how I get my power. Alright, so right here behind me you can see our solar panel system, which is out on a rock pinnacle right by my workshop. So you guys have probably seen that in some of my videos. It just sits out here, but it's very low profile, and when you're driving on a boat you can't see them at all, or barely at all, because they're laid out flat like this most of the time. And these are double-sided solar panels. They can collect energy from both sides. So in the summer, having them like this is the optimal position, because most of the day they're getting sunlight. But also in the winter time, since the light is reflecting off of the snow, you can also get power on the bottom of the solar panels, or you can tilt them sideways depending on what position the sun's in at the time. But yeah, it's pretty amazing that we're able to run this entire area just off of solar panels. Like I mentioned, that generator hasn't turned on in months, and I don't really expect it to unless we had, like, you know, multiple days of no sunshine, then it might kick on. But it's definitely a lot better than our old system, which was just a generator, and anytime we wanted power, you had a generator running that entire time, which is fine, but it's just not nearly as efficient. All right, so I'm finally gonna put some oil on my mallet to preserve it. And usually you'd use something like this, so either linseed oil or tung oil like this works well as well. And yeah, it probably should only take about 1 or 2 coats that I'll lightly rub down. Lando added his own decorations to the handle a while ago. Thought it was his chew toy, but I kind of like it that way. Alright, so that's 2 coats on there. That's probably good enough. That will help preserve the mallet for a lot longer time. There's something so soothing and relaxing about splitting and stacking firewood that I've loved ever since I was young, and does kind of put you into a trance, and you forget how much time you're spending doing it. You just get into the rhythm of splitting and stacking, and the noises almost kind of turns into a song after a point. But yeah, I think that's enough wood for today. Already we have a decent supply. We'll need a lot more, but I don't think we'll be able to source enough from the island, so we might have to bring some in from our family's place again, like we did last year. Yeah, that'll probably be a bit later in the fall though. So for now, it's pretty much good. I'll just keep plugging away at it, and every time a tree falls, which most likely there will be another one that falls pretty soon, because it's kind of been pitter-pattering rain, and it kind of goes off and on. Right now is a nice break, so I might rip out and try and catch a fish, like I said. But even right now the clouds are pretty dark, and the wind's picking up, so it might be a bit of a rocky fishing trip, but we gotta do it. So I'm gonna head out, and hopefully our luck is a little bit better than it has been. Well, got myself a bass, and that was hard to turn my camera on because it came off a couple times, and then kept getting picked up by different bass that were all fighting over it as I was reeling it in. But I got him up now, so I think this guy is a keeper. It's kind of starting to rain, so at least I got one. Oh my goodness, I almost lost my fishing rod. Got one eating sized bass. I'll just measure him quick to make sure, and then we'll keep this guy and cook him up. All right guys, it is raining pretty hard now, So I think I'm gonna head back in. Lando's kind of going nuts. He doesn't like the water. And I just saw lightning, so it's not a good time to be on the boat. I did catch that one eating size bass, but he's in the live well swimming around right now, and I think I might let him go just because I couldn't really have a full meal off of one bass, and I don't like bass enough to just have a little appetizer. So it's this guy's lucky day. I'm gonna throw him back in and head back before I get struck by lightning. Well, buddy, thanks for showing up at least and giving me a good fight. There he goes.
Maybe at stake. The temptation of sudden wealth could possibly turn one of these seemingly harmless men into a ruthless killer. Exactly.
Are those the good comrades?
Yes.
Oh. Let me see him, will you? Hello. Yes, definitely Dr. Simon Merivale. I'll accept your case, Mr. Chalmers. Watson, pack your things. We're off to Scotland tonight.
Last time I saw Sir George was here at Pembroke House.
Strange.
Yes, isn't it?
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than what I've been doing, and I hope you still enjoyed it though. Enjoyed watching me kind of navigate around being solo for the first time, and just everything that goes along with that. The past few days have been pretty chill for me, which was nice for filming, but then also since most of my work recently has been online and on the laptop and stuff, with the rain it didn't really bother me much because I was just able to work inside, and kind of made it even more cozy because there's nothing worse than having to work inside when it's a beautiful sunny day. So that rain was kind of heaven sent in that way, although for fishing it wasn't the best, but we still caught something. We actually got 2 bass, which is better than normal, and if I had more time obviously I'd be able to catch a lot more. It just, whenever I go out fishing it's only for an hour or 2, but yeah, that's something we'll just keep working away at. For me, fishing isn't about catching fish, at least that's what I tell myself. I just like being out on the water, so I still enjoyed myself, and like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for all the support you've been showing me and for all your comments, and a special thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my Patreon channel. That helps a lot, and it's helping me to continue creating content, and I really enjoy doing that, so thank you. And as always guys, I will see you next week.